Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Greetings everybody, let's take a look again on euro currency and keep going with our training plan. Actually, by far everything goes in a row with our expectations. So market has shown upward performance based on intraday reverse hand and shoulders patterns that we have discussed in the weekend. Now the minimum target, or better to say even COP, not even the minimum, but the first expansion up on 618 ratio has been done. But based on the shape of the pattern, a market theoretically could try to move higher. And here we need to clarify a bit what to do for what bears could do, what bulls should do in the current circumstances. First of all, for the bulls, the situation stands significantly more simple. It's just because the major entry point already has been formed last week, and those who would like to buy probably already bought the euro currency. Those who stepped in yesterday also feels well, just because the hand and shoulders on the hourly chart that we have discussed behaves really very nice. So from that standpoint, for the bulls, it is well, some relatively simple question. So you need to just decide what to do with the position, whether you will keep it and bet on a possible upward breakout. So if you'll take a look at the 4-time frame chart, nothing has cancelled yet these hand and shoulders that we have discussed, and that's actually particularly the bottom of the right arm. And take a look at the Brent body that we have traded. Actually, it has done well because minimum target of the Brent body is already completed. And now you need to decide whether you're ready for taking position or keeping it for a possible challenging neckline and appearing of this ABCD pattern, or you start thinking about closing it. That's what the bulls have to decide. If you just briefly recall what we will get on this week, so first of all, we will get numbers on the inflation in the United States, but meeting in the European Central Bank also might be interesting. If you read our Telegram, yesterday we briefly mentioned that currently overall sentiment around ECB stands concerning the next cut of the rate, supposedly in July, while the cutting rate in the June is mostly now is treated as already done. So, and particularly in this moment, in the European Central Bank meeting, Lagarde could provide some maybe hints or something on the second step. The probability that the rate will be cut on July as well now stands relatively high. That, as you understand, might be some pressure on euro. And actually, the bearish context that we currently have on a daily chart could start working. Finally, everybody wait for a response of the Iran. As I said, supposedly it should be after the 10th of the April. I don't know how fast it will happen, but it's probably after the Ramadan month will be over, and this will be celebration on the 10th of April, a holiday, big Muslim holiday, and after that it's actually starting the common days and Iran could start acting. This, as you understand, also supports the dollar because this is a rating of the geopolitical tensions, especially in relation to the Israel. So that's what we have in mind. Taking it all together, you will have to decide. Maybe you will keep the part of your position and book the rest. Because on the daily chart, if you remember, when this grabber has been formed, and the same grabber we have on dollar index, we said with the hand and shoulders here, we're ready to take the minimum target of the Brent body, but later we will start watching for a failure of this pattern until grabber will be valid, if grabber will be formed. So currently, daily context remains bearish. Despite that trend has turned up, we have bearish directional pattern that is not cancelled yet. And the same pattern we have on the dollar index. So from that standpoint, I would say that the bearish context, especially in the light of the common fundamental events, is not taken off the table yet. So we need to see. But at the same time, bulls now stands in a comfortable situation because as the Friday trading setup now stands in a profit, as the weekend setup with these head and shoulders also stands in profit. So whatever you have taken the position, currently you should feel more or less comfortable. Take a look what has happened here. Indeed, as was suggested, that market has shown slightly lower C point. So on Friday evening we were at this point, but later you can see market has formed minor ABCD, forming godless triple to buy, which was the actual pattern for taking the position, and now jumps up. Potentially, following the logic of the hand shoulders and in general performance of the engulfing patterns, here we have nice acceleration. Chances on reaching the OP stands relatively significant, 108.73. But still, you already have to keep an eye on the situation just to not miss the possible result booking or some reaction if situation will start to change, because this is currently very considering as a some kind of the temporal performance, just kind of the retracement. And you could see right now that OP stands below the top of the grabber. That's particular scenario that we suggested on Friday. So if C point, or sorry, on weekend, if C point will be slightly lower, then could happen that market simultaneously could complete ABCD, forming godless triple to sell here. That might be nice opportunity for position taking on the short side with the grabber and possible downward continuation. So that's logical. We're coming to solutions for the bears. If you would like to take the short position on your currency, you have two options. First is trying to rely on the grabber, and from that standpoint, you have to try to take position as close to top as possible. Just it will minimize your potential loss. If grabber suddenly will fail and market jumped above it, your loss will be minimal. So from that standpoint, you could just trying to wait when the market will complete the OP. And then see what will happen. If we'll get something of this kind to the OP, obviously you should not take the position. So, but that's in general the first scenario. Second scenario is more common. You just need to wait when the hand shoulders start failing. It will happen if market either will touching of the neckline or without touching neckline, start dropping below the lows of the right arm and erasing of the shape of the butterfly. That will be clear signal that hand shoulders is failing, and that will be signal that market is ready to go lower. That's actually two options for the bears. That's what we're suggesting to do currently on euro currency, and just see what will happen.